Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, Gloria Celinda. I'm very excited to be with you once more as we continue to reflect on the topic of true personal identity. Today, our reflection is a question. How do you respond when you are tested? When you are tested, you show your true personal identity. You respond with the language that is deep within. When you are tested, your character shows up. When things are going well for an individual or in a specific moment, they are able to contain how they respond. They are able to be optimistic. They are able to use a language that is positive, and there usually isn't any red flags when it comes to responding. However, when one is tested, they show up in a different way. A person's character is truly tested when they are anxious, when they are under pressure, when they are hungry, when they are irritated, when they are frustrated, when things are not going their way, when they are being attacked in one way or another. And I don't mean, physically attacked, but when they feel vulnerable, that is when, in most cases, they will respond from the depth of their heart. As the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. However, one shows up when they are tested gives an indication of areas that one needs to work on when it comes to their true personal identity. Remember, your true personal identity is how you show up at any given point in time, at all times, and it is usually the consistent manner in which you show up. Showing up talks to your behavior, talks to your language, talks to your dressing code, how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself, how you see other people, how you relate to other people, holistically sums up your true personal identity. It does also touch on your personality, but it is not limited to your personality. I want to invite you to reflect on the most recent incident that happened where you were truly tested. And as you reflect on that, reflect on how you truly showed up. Reflect on what was going on inside you and how that spilled out into how you responded to the situation. Remember that we are always working on our true personal identities. And the reason it is important to reflect on how you show up when you are tested is so that you identify the areas that you are required to fine tune, areas that you need to pay attention to. Remember that we are judged mostly by how we show up. So at any given point in time when we are showing up, somebody is forming a perception about us, whether it is positive or negative. And working on your true personal identity means you are being intentional about your conduct, about your character. It means you are being intentional about correcting some of the things that you do not want to see in you anymore. It also means that you want to step into the true personal identity that you are designed to step into by God, the Creator. Before I carry on, I want to appreciate each and every one of you who continue tuning in. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your support. Thank you to each one of you who has subscribed to the channel. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please click the subscribe button. And I would like to urge all of you to share the link with others so that we can learn and grow together. As our reflection is a question of how do you show up when you are tested, I would like to read a story for you from the book of Mark, chapter 14. I will read from verse 66 and I will stop at verse 71. And this is quite a familiar story. It is when Peter, who was one of the disciples of Jesus Christ when Jesus was on earth, denies Jesus. And I'm reading from the New King James Version. It reads as follows. Now, as Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls of the high priest came. And when she saw Peter warming himself, she looked at him and said, "You also were with Jesus of Nazareth." But he denied it, saying, "I neither know nor understand what you are saying." And he went out on the porch, and a rooster crowed. And the servant girl saw him again, and began to say to those who stood by, "This is one of them." But he denied it again. And a little later, those who stood by said to Peter again, "Surely you are one of them, for you are a Galilean, and your speech shows it." Then Peter began to curse and swear, "I do not know this man of whom you speak." So Peter, having walked with Jesus Christ for 3 years, was tested to the core on this day. This is when Jesus was arrested and he was going to be crucified. So Peter must have known that if he is associated with Jesus Christ, then he might also be crucified. So he was protecting himself. But what I want to bring out to you in this particular passage is specifically verse 71, where it says, "Then he began to curse and swear." Under this test, Peter showed a different side of himself. So I am going to ask the question again. How do you respond when you are tested? The call to action is for you to reflect on this. And as you reflect on it, it may identify one of the areas that you need to be working on. So over and above an area that you might need to work on, some of the things that you need to be mindful of in terms of how you're responding when you are tested is what your response means at that given point in time. The response may be telling you signals of something that you need to be attending to. It may be telling you that you are tired, you need to pause, you need to take a break, you need to rest. Telling you that you are in an environment that is not conducive for you. It may be telling you that you are stressed at that time. It may be telling you that you are harboring resentment. It may be telling you that you need to be working on something in the relationship in which you are responding in the way that you are responding. It may be that you are exhausted, not just physically tired at that moment, but tired holistically as an individual with whatever situation that you are going through at that specific time. So, however you show up, however you respond when you are tested, is not something to be taken lightly. It is a red flag for something that you need to be addressing. So, consider the circumstances that you are in when you are being tested and you are responding in a way that is probably not ideal or in the way that you would not want to respond. Remember that you are judged by the way that you show up, not only by men, but you are also judged by God, the Creator. Thank you very much for tuning in. Until next time.